Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, longtime astrologer, psychic, healer, and yogi. In today's episode, I'm going to discuss the astrology of March 2021. You'll want to stay tuned till the end when I give the sun sign forecast for each sign. Welcome to the episode on the astrology of March 2021. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the episode when I give my sun sign predictions for each sign. I will share the key dates and astrological activities during the month of March, and then I'll go back and give you more details. March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. That will be true this year regarding weather in the northern hemisphere. Overall, it should be a bit more relaxed than tumultuous January and frenetic February, with the wacky Mercury retrograde and the Aquarian chaotic cluster of planets. Pisces is an introspective and more internal sign than Aquarius. And we start March in Pisces. It is the last sign of the Zodiac, so it represents the end of a cycle and hopefully a maturation and soulful resolution of the past 12 months. This year, more than ever, we're looking forward to the resolution of the past 12 months of pandemic pandemonium. Early March should prove to be more relaxing and restorative. Enjoy this window of time, which will be less frantic and frenetic. And also during March and until April 23rd, we have all the planets transiting direct going forward. No retrogrades for that almost 7-week cycle, so we can get things done. Here are the key dates for March 2021. On March 3rd, Mars transits into the sign Gemini until April 23rd. March 13th is new moon in Pisces. On March 20th, the spring equinox arrives at 5:37 a.m. EST when the sun enters the sign Aries. And on March 28th, we have the full moon with the sun in Aries and moon in Libra. March slides in with all systems go as all planets are traveling direct until April 27th when Pluto goes retrograde. Take advantage of this almost 2-month period of time to move plans and projects forward, which were delayed and thwarted in the first months of 2021. March will give us a chance to integrate the February frenetic fallout from planetary plenum in Aquarius. Hopefully, consciousness shifts will be accelerated as we play catch up with waking up. The first major transit of March 2021 is when Mars marches into Gemini on March 3rd, whipping up a tornado of new ideas and spurring the desire to reach out and connect. After pandemic pandemonium, many retreated to the comfort of their home or pods, only communicating with those essential people who were work-related, family, friends, or clients. Many have felt isolated or detached from the usual flurry of friends and relationships. Mars will whip up some excitement and provide opportunities to connect as well as to get into a more positive headspace. New moon in Pisces arrives on March 13th with a Piscean plethora of planets, including the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Neptune, casting rays of love and healing. The Aquarius stellium lingers in the starlight with Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury still in the sign of the water bearer. Aquarius is the final air sign in the zodiac, and Pisces is the ultimate water zodiacal light before the wheel begins again at the vernal equinox with fiery Aries. The new moon on March 13th occurs at the 23 degrees of Pisces. Both the sun and moon will be at that degree. According to Dane Rudar, who translated the Sabian Symbol system of archetypal descriptions of the 360 degrees of the zodiac In other words, this is an archetypal system describing all of the degrees, all 30 degrees of each 12 signs of the zodiac, giving them a symbolic significance or a theme. So 23 degrees Pisces, the degree of the new moon on March 13th, means a materializing medium giving a seance. Whoa. So the keynote of that is the ability to give of one's own vital energy to substantiate one's conscious ideals or unconscious desires. The person who believes he or she has a mission or mandate or any special gift that can be of value to his community must substantiate this belief. We have to produce results. Sometimes this can involve difficulties or special conditions or circumstances. It always demands to some extent that the gift of some power or value is deeply one's own. In other words, you can't steal it off the internet. So, interestingly, after a seance, the medium is usually exhausted. The performer gives of his very life to the performance. Interesting. What does that word substantiation mean? Well, that's the keynote, meaning you have to have proof. The shadowy aspect of this process is called deception. So we've got the real deals and we've got the fakes. And we have that in all aspects of life, and we need to look at that. One place it will show up, of course, is in the media, political life, public life. Who is the real deal? Kind of like that show To Tell the Truth, which has been making a comeback. I love it, based on that classic 60s show. And the deceptive ones are pretty good acting like they are the lion tamer or whatever role they are playing. So this should be an interesting time around that new moon in Pisces. And Pisces sometimes can bring us the highest spiritual energy because of its connection to source and spirit, or it can bring us the Debbie Downer energy of addiction, deception, and delusion. Pick which side of the Piscean plenum you want to reside at. So I say wow about that Sabian symbol, a materializing medium giving a seance. Medium giving a seance. As I have been saying, through the Aquarian stellium of February 2021, there is so much occurring right now on the subtle planes, which will be coming down to Earth and be made apparent in the coming months. It has been a good time to connect with Source and Soul and continue deep healing, which occurred during the past pandemic year. We have all been gestating and will be ready to emerge like butterflies in the spring, emerging from the corona-coerced cocooning. So regarding the new moon in Pisces, this description actually covers the time period from the new moon on March 13th until the full moon on March 28th, which will be in the sign Sun in Aries, Moon in Libra. I want to talk a little bit about that Sabian symbol, a materializing medium giving a seance. As someone who has mediumistic skills and has done medium readings, as well as psychic readings for over 30 years, I agree that summoning up the psychic frequencies to connect to the other side can be depleting on the life force. Luckily, I have been a yogi as well for over 30 years, exercise every day. I practice Kundalini yoga, which is very revitalizing, and chant a ton of Sanskrit mantras to energize my life force. But I don't even call myself a medium. And if it happens during client session, it happens, because not all the times can we access the spirit from the other side. And interestingly enough, in my experience, not all the realms summoned by mediums are spiritual realms. Many unknowingly or knowingly dabble in the astral plane, which is not a wholesome plane to hang out. The astral plane is the fourth dimension, according to Barbara Hanclau in her book, The Alchemy of Nine Dimensions. It is similar to the Akashic records, where everything that has happened on Earth is stored, which is why some soul and personality imprints of deceased people can be connected in the astral plane. However, the fourth dimension or astral plane is not a higher dimension, and many rakshasas or demonic types hang out there. Just think of a haunted house. The ghosts haunting it are stuck on the astral plane due to earth plane attachment and aren't freed up to go to the higher realms of spirit. I remember I had a teacher who would say she would know when someone had dabbled in the astral plane because she could smell it. And when I asked her what did it smell like, she said, like garbage or ashtrays or farts or weird smells of body excretion. So just for that reason, who wants to hang out there? So when I analyze that Sabian symbol for 23 degrees Pisces, I see it as being about preserving and being mindful where we put our life force, as not to get depleted. Even if connecting to the higher dimensions through meditation, or if you do consult a medium who does that, always practice discernment and discrimination, what and who we summon up. Also emerging from the pandemic, we will be seeing many new self-proclaimed mediums, psychics, astrologers, shamans, etc., who took an online course in one of those subjects and now has been released into the world thanks to the internet, which doesn't really vet healers, etc., to start meddling with people's psyches. So again, discernment is very important, which actually falls under the realm of Virgo traits, the polar opposite of Pisces. With the new moon, sun being the light, moon is the subconscious, Venus is love, and Neptune is the mystic, all in Pisces for a while here in early March through mid-March. This will be a time of deep healing, replenishing, and connecting to source. We are all swimming through the emotional, physical, and mental muck, ready to bloom like the lotus, to emerge renewed and restored. The Piscean equinox, which comes from around the 20th of February until the vernal equinox around the 20th, 21st of March, is always a time of completing cycles, releasing all that no longer serves, and surrendering to the soul. With Venus and Neptune in Pisces this time, with the sun and moon, we enter a time when romance can bloom like spring flowers or be rekindled. This offers a peaceful touch, so be kind to yourself and others during early March. Before the fiery spring equinox arrives and the sun transits from softer Pisces to fiery Aries on March 20th, 2021. Spring equinox arrives on March 20th, 2021, marking the beginning of the astrological new year as the sun transits into Aries. Spring is the natural season to initiate new regimes, especially concerning health and diet. During spring, we can cleanse and detoxify the liver, gallbladder, and colon. Releasing toxic people and situations from your life now is a good idea as well. And remember, anything we implement at the spring equinox has staying power. Why is that? Because the sign Aries is ruled by Mars. So there'll be a little oomph coming in at the spring equinox and a little power and punch to implement your plans. Aries full moon arrives on March 28th with the moon in Libra and sun, Venus, and Chiron conjunct in Aries opposing the Libra moon. Chiron is the wounded healer teacher archetype, which exposes personal and collective societal vulnerabilities. Tensions may run high. Relationships will be a testing zone as we balance the needs of ourselves with others. Uh-oh, here comes the relationship fallout from a year of pandemic potting with partners sequestering and being with each other 24/7. The gig is up. Either the relationship survived or thrived or fizzled out and crashed. Relationships may be a testing zone as we balance the need for others and ourselves and balancing our life as well at the Aries full moon on March 28th. The Sun, Venus, and Chiron are together sitting at 8 degrees Aries. So, of course, I had to see what was the Sabian symbol for 8 degrees Aries with these three planets together there. And it is a large woman's hat with streamers blown by an east wind. The keynote here is protection and spiritual guidance in the development of consciousness. As her head is covered with a hat, it's protection against the forces of nature, whether it be the cold or the penetrating rays of the sun. Being too open to the sky energies and the spiritual level could lead to obsessions of one kind or another. This symbolic image implies a rather strong wind. Thus, the activity of some more than material, perhaps psychic forces that originate in the east. It is an east wind. Traditionally, the east is the seat of spiritualizing and creative transforming influences. So this is a very interesting symbol. It's about opening the consciousness collectively and personally to some higher teachings, or as I like to say at this time, open yourself to the galactic downloads or true teachers and true teachings that will help people on their process of individualization and self-realization. So interesting too, it's good to have the protection when we're opening ourselves to higher levels, just as I talked about the Sabian symbol that happens at the mediumistic new moon, to make sure that you have discernment. Stay true to yourself to navigate this current full moon cycle. The new energies are available for us to activate our intentions. Interestingly, Saturn is at 11 degrees Aquarius, casting a nice aspect to both the Sun in Aries and Moon in Libra at this full moon. This full moon will be very liberating and empowering. Open up to a fresh flurry of fun, embracing excitement, impassioned ideas, and emboldened enterprises. This spring, seed the plants and potentials that you want to see flowering and flourishing in your life. Here's the part of the episode that you've been waiting for. The sun sign forecast for March 2021. I'll start with the birthday kids, Pisces. Happy birthday, Pisces. Born between February 19th and March 20th, approximately. Pisces, you can breathe easier in early March and release all that free-floating anxiety you felt for the past few months. Lavish yourself with love and nurturing, especially at the Pisces new moon on March 13th, when you can relax and rebirth yourself for the coming year. Neptune, Venus, Sun, and Moon in Pisces makes lovely times for Pisces and their pod. You are the proverbial lotus rising up through the muck of the past year or of your own personal subconscious to bloom like the beautiful lotus you are. Soon enough, you'll be swimming through clear, pristine, metaphorical or actual waters, feeling renewed and refreshed. Your lucky days, Pisces, are March 11th, 12th, and 13th. Aries, born approximately March 21st through April 21st. Aries is chomping at the bit in early March, anxiously awaiting the return of the sun into their sign Aries at the vernal equinox and their own solar return. Aries needs some fires lit to dry out that soaked sponge of Pisces, which has been weighing them down. Use this time in March for self-care. Of course, Aries, you know how to do that. You always make time for the self. Shake off the winter blues, clear the brain fog, and get clear on your goals to launch at the equinox. Time to spring ahead, Aries. Your lucky days are March 14th and 15th. Taurus, approximately born April 21st through May 21st. Taurus may feel very inspired and creative in early March. You are thinking outside the box and are amazed at the way your body is adapting and processing the Piscean pulsations. Friendly Pisces planets want to nurture you and bring out your latent gifts. If you have been burning the candle at both ends, early March offers time to reboot and reset. Then, at the spring equinox, you enter the karmic return cycle of the past year. The last month before our birthday is always a good time to wrap up loose ends from the previous solar year. It is a time of endings and completion, but also the karmic return of the past birth year. This can be beneficial or difficult depending on how you used your energy this past year. Make sure you seed good intentions at your birthday this year to cultivate throughout the coming birth year. Prepare to launch at Taurian season beginning April 19th, 2021. Your lucky days, Taurus, are March 16th, 17th, and 18th. Go out there and celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Gemini, born approximately May 21st through June 21st. Gemini gets a break from the frantic, frenetic February. Your chart ruler, Mercury, is now traveling forward, leaving the retrograde wreck in its wake. Get out of your head and into your body, Gemini. Listen to the body's wisdom and see which chakras are out of balance. The pace doesn't slow down for long, though, as Mars kicks it up in your sign beginning March 3rd. It's more essential than ever to be aligned physically, emotionally, mentally. When Mars lights up the Gemini creative and communicative force, things get hot at the vernal equinox when Aries fires feeds your flames. Your lucky days, Gemini, are March 19th and 20th. Cancer, born approximately June 21st through July 21st. Venus, Sun, Neptune, and romantic, poetic Pisces are joined by the moon at the Piscean new moon on March 13th, throwing easeful aspects in early March to Cancerians. You feel like you can unwind and let those creative juices flow freely. Piscean planets pulse love and healing to fellow water sign Cancer, who basks in the protective light. Don't blur boundaries with others. Keep your own counsel. You feel safe and nurtured and more optimistic about finances and your future. Your lucky days, Cancer, are February 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Leo, born July 21st through August 21st. Leo is shaking off the February frenzy of Aquarian planets that blasted you out of your comfort zone. February's frustrations and delays wind down, and March feels like a respite. The Aquarian stellium triggered something new in you, and inspiration flows through you in waves. Your creativity flourishes with help from fiery Mars in Gemini during March, and the equinox fires light up Leo, warming you up for future fun and festivities. Your lucky days are March 24th and 25th. Virgo, born approximately August 21st through September 21st. Virgo full moon in late February gives Virgo clarity and focus leading into March. Frustrations and delays may kick in after Mars goes into Gemini, squaring your sun and short-circuiting new beginnings. Your chart ruler, Mercury, retrograde in February, may have muddled your mind, so let the brain fog lift. Wrong thinking has to be cleared, and it's going to be time to implement new projects and plans, taking advantage of the spring equinox energies. Pluto in Capricorn keeps replenishing the well financially and physically. Your lucky days, Virgo, are March 26th and March 27th. Libra, born approximately September 21st through October 21st. Sun, Venus, Neptune, transiting through Pisces in early March, are in your house of health. So watch out for ups and downs in your body's vitality. Cravings for sugar or quick fixes may come and go. You may feel like your physical body is running the gamut of symptoms and frequencies. Some days you will be very vitalized and go full steam ahead, while other days you may feel exhausted. Make sure you implement health regimes like greens and green drinks, magnesium, zinc, potassium, vitamin D, vitamin B, vitamin C, and anything that will support and maintain your energy levels. Your lucky days, Libra, are March 1st and 2nd, the 28th and 29th. Scorpio, born approximately October 21st through November 21st. Scorpio gets a nice break in early March with all planets traveling direct and Piscean energies giving you a boost. You can breathe a sigh of relief. You can improve your economic health and may have big changes in your value systems so that you work hard to create the resources that are important to you at the deepest levels. Pluto, the ruler of your sign, is your ally, teaching you how to create new structures in your life which will support you in the future. Practice your self-help and spiritual techniques so that the wheels of karma spin in your favor. Sun, Venus, and Neptune in Pisces in harmonious aspect to your sun fares well for love, romance, pursuit of pleasure, and spiritual practices. Your lucky days, Scorpio, are March 3rd, 4th, the 30th, and 31st. Sagittarius, born approximately November 21st through December 21st. Mars in Gemini, opposing your natal sun, may create frustrations, false starts, and delays. Get psyched about soulful Sagittarian sojourns awaiting you that may kick in at the vernal equinox to launch and experience this summer. You will visit horizons both far and near. You will be traveling to new dimensions in body, mind, and spirit. Saturn and Jupiter transiting through Aquarius this year may bring unexpected twists in March and throughout the year. Be open to receive new inspiring influences that will boost your creative juices. Pluto in your money house keeps breaking down and rebuilding your fiscal life. Your values are constantly changing so that you can be in integrity with your financial future. Be patient with this process as it ultimately leads to better economic health in the long run. And take care of your physical health with Mars opposing your sun. Don't overextend and watch for accidents, Sagittarius. Be prudent when traveling. Your lucky days are March 5th and 6th. Capricorn, born December 21st through January 21st. Pisces planets throw nice aspects to Capricorn. Spiritual activities and activations and past life recall are possible. Renew and refresh to receive in early March, Capricorn. Finances flourish as money finds you in strange ways. Trust your soul powers to deliver the goods. Pisces new moon on 3/13 can bring luck and love to Capricorn. Your lucky days are March 7th and March 8th. And Aquarius, born January 21st through February 19th. Time to catch your breath, Aquarius. Take a break in early March and find inspiration to become a money magnet at the Piscean new moon on March 13th, which will activate your second house of resources and finances. Cocoon to connect with your ingenious creativity and recreate your career in early March. Receive visionary inspirations and psychic downloads to help navigate the times ahead. Mars transiting through friendly Gemini kicks up the connections and contacts that will help you fulfill your mission. Green light is on for restoring and rebooting your energy and feeling really good in your body. Your lucky days, Aquarius, are March 9th and 10th. I hope you enjoyed this episode on March 2021 Astro Update. Remember to download and share this episode and all episodes of Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. This is Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine signing out and sending you healing astro cosmic vibrations through the quantum field.